Welcome back to the Portfolio Repairman. My name is David Levinstein, executive producer at 1039 LA News Radio. We're speaking with Haagen Haagen. He is our Portfolio Repairman, and now he can be yours simply by visiting tenhagen.com. That's TENHAAGEN.com. TENHAAGEN.com. He has offices in Northport, in Huntington, and in Manhattan. Phone number 631-425-1966. 631-425-1966. If you were born in 1966, you should hopefully have your retirement plan in place. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, and if you're fortunate enough, maybe you are retired.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? That was something I would have looked forward to, but unfortunately, as life would have it, I don't think so. It might be many years before I am retired.
Well, everyone's different, but every one of us has to plan towards that future. And I just wanted to assure our listeners that Haagen Financial Group, we work with any and all ages. We don't have any minimums. Like there are so many brokers out there, $250,000, $500,000, or I won't talk to you.
I have met brokers from Merrill Lynch, from Morgan, from all the big places, and they have minimums. I met other independents that they don't work with people with less than $5 million, but you are not
Right.
that man.
I am not that person. I want to help anybody and everybody that's serious about getting the guidelines and go towards retirement.
Yes, don't be intimidated by working with a certified financial planner such as Haagen Haagen. If you're first starting out, you first graduated college, you got your first job, he will love to meet with you and set up for you a retirement plan. It's at Haagen Financial Group, TENHAAGEN, TENHAAGEN, Haagen Financial Group. There are no minimums. There's no pressure. You just listen to his demeanor on the radio. This man is knowledgeable about the markets and knowledgeable about his clients. Would you say that the clients feel that is just as important as what you know about them versus what you know about the market?
I don't know a whole lot about the market. Like somebody will say, hey, what did the market do today? I honestly don't know. Most of the time, I don't look at the end of the day. What's it telling me? Nothing. It went up today, goes down tomorrow, goes up, goes down. There was a piece from one of the companies that had the front covers of Time magazine over decades. And it was all the catastrophes and the crashes and all that other stuff. Like all of us that are alive today remember 9/11. And it was horrific. 3,000 plus people died. Oh my God, the towers came down. Other people that are a couple generations older, they don't necessarily, they remember that and it was horrible. Their 9/11 was back in 1963 and only one person died, and that was John Kennedy. But to them, that was the end of the world. So there's always an end to the world.
So it's all relative.
It's totally relative, and look at the longer, bigger picture. Because every time there's a crisis, oh my God, 1987, we had Thursday, Friday, and Monday, the market really tanked. We didn't have cell phones and quick communication back then, so people were trying for over a week to get through the companies, sell me out, sell me out, sell me out. Well, Tuesday, the market stabilized. Wednesday, it started going up. And by the time they get out, it was up another 1 or 2%.
And would you say that is attributed to the fact that people couldn't get in touch with their broker as readily as they can now?
Well, one, it was not being able to get to their broker, but it was also the media hyping everything. They want you to look at the yo-yo with the guy walking up a slight hill, stare at the yo-yo, stare at the yo-yo. Oh my God, it's up 400, it's down 600, it's up. Instead of watching the feet of this person going up a gradual incline, which is the gain in the marketplace.
My name is David Levinstein, executive producer at 1039 LI News Radio, and I'm speaking to a very, very level-headed and man filled with common sense, certified financial planner. His name is Haagen Haagen from the Haagen Financial Group. I urge you to call him if you have any questions about your own portfolio. His phone number is 631-425-1966. Tell him you heard him here on LI News Radio. We'd love that. Haagen Financial Group, TENHAAGEN, TENHAAGEN.com. Haagen Haagen. He is a certified financial planner with 3 offices, one in Northport, one in Huntington, and one in Manhattan. And we're talking about the importance. Well, actually, let me just question. I want to talk to you about the importance of staying in versus pulling out, going in, pulling out, going in, pulling out, going in. Because that would be considered timing the market, and pulling out and going in. How much money is lost when people do that?
Well, who can time the market?
One.
I don't care who they are. They can't time the market. It's impossible. There are too many variables. The first most important thing is to get started, get into the markets. Second thing is stay the course to the end. If you stay in, fine. I think we talked earlier about during 08-09, I had 3 attorneys in my building. They're all clients. One of them, 2/3 of the way down, just get me out, don't talk, just get me out. I did, I had to. The second one I talked into staying there, but they stopped contributing to their 401k. The third one stayed in, kept contributing. By 2010-11, the one that was out early is still underwater. The second one is broken even plus 5%. The other one's up 100, probably about 50% above where they started. So stay in the market. That's another thing. Make sure you're well diversified. I mean, if you're going to go out and just buy individual stocks, you're 100% in the market. But if you go with a money manager, professional money manager, they're going to diversify you based on age and risk tolerances and comfort levels so that you may be 75% in the equities and 25% in fixed income.
Yeah, and certain asset classes have outperformed other asset classes during the course of the years, right?
Yeah, but if you look at one 10-year period, there is one asset class that did well. You look at another 10-year period, another one did. So
how do you choose?
You don't. You choose across the board.
That's the interesting thing is because people say, oh, I only buy small company stocks because small company stocks grow into big companies. Well, yes, sometimes.
Or they disappear.
Or they disappear. And sometimes large company stocks turn into small company stocks before they disappear.
There's a thing called a Callahan chart. It's a chart of different colored little boxes over a 20-year period. And it's got all of the asset classes for investment. And they did a study. They said, okay, if we put $10,000 into the winner that year, so for 20 years we put $200,000 in the winners, or they always say the market's down so low, let's go after the low ones because they're going to come back. So you take the $10,000 a year. At the end of each year, the one was the lowest and lowest and lowest. There's $200,000 in, or you divide that 200 between all the categories and let them all ride.
And what happened?
Well, you put in 200 in each one. The first one, after the 20 years, was about 600,000. Second one was 900,000, and the diversification was about 1.3 million. So
instead of trying to pick and choose which asset class is the right asset class for that time period, get a balanced portfolio that includes all.
It's like I just went up to New Hampshire and Maine for a wedding and back. You're in a 3 and a 4-lane highway. And your lane, obviously, every lane we're in goes slow. So, okay, let's jump over that one. It's moving. What happens? That one slows down, and the one you're in goes faster. You can't guess. You can't second guess it. You just go across the board.
I'm speaking with Jan ten Haagen from the Ten Haagen Financial Group. His website is TenHaagen, tenhaagen.com, tenhaagen.com. His phone number is 631-425-1966, 631-425-1966. He is a certified financial planner. There's a lot of education that that's involved with that, isn't there?
Yeah, I've got to take 30 hours of continuing education courses every year to keep my designation as a certified financial planner.
And how has that changed your business, and how has it changed your clients?
Well, I started with a wirehouse for 17 years as a stockbroker, and you're in this and you're in that and this. I've found over time the best thing for me, for my clients, and for them is to find a professional money manager. They're going to look at the managers across the world, not this country, but the world. They're going to look at 12, 14,000 of them, boil it down to maybe 800 to 1,000 they can work with, and your portfolio is going to have 40 or more managers.
So you'll choose the managers that will choose the stocks, and now you get to manage your clients' expectations and work closely with them.
Yeah, the managers are studying stocks and bonds and money market and ETFs.
Right, and they don't know your clients. You do.
They don't, but they study them all day long. And then if I get a very conservative person, maybe it's 80% equity, 20% fixed income, all the way up to the other end of the scale. And they do the buys, they do the sells, they hire and fire the managers in the different categories. So if it's a large cap value, large cap growth, domestic, international, fixed income, REITs, alternative investments, and they keep changing them. My job is to oversee them and make sure that they're still doing a good job and staying ahead of their peers.
Jan, thank you very much. And Jan Tenagin is here every single Saturday afternoon right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. His website is tenagin.com, Tenhaagen, Tenagin.com. He is a certified financial planner, and I urge you that if you have a brokerage account now or if you're trading by yourself online, I urge you to give him a call. Let him look at your portfolio with you. It doesn't cost you anything, but the advice may be priceless, and it's worth the 5 minutes of your time. His phone number is 631-425-1966. 631-425-1966. It's the Tenagin Financial Group, Tenhaagen Financial Group. He's with me every single Saturday. You're going to hear him on new programs coming forward with my divorce attorneys that we have on here, as new estate planning attorneys that we have on here, educating our audience and his clients. That's the Tenagin Financial Group. Jan, thank you very much.
My pleasure. And if you
and
do come in
next week, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful rest of the afternoon.